Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Videos today from Horizon. Modern women are furious. Men are going their own way. It's hitting them where it hurts. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. That's good. Ciao. It's chow time.
Surprise. The number of young single men in America is at a record high. This is why. According to Pew Research data that was released this week, a staggering 63% of men in their 20s are single, which is almost double that of women.
I'm going to be single.
What was the reason why?
Forever. I just realized that, man. I'm going to be single forever. And I'll say that, and some people are like, that's sad. It's not sad. It's reality, bruh. I'm going to be single forever.
Third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner.
Nope.
So I've got a question for the men. So my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done.
You know, I'm seeing more and more of these videos, and honestly, it makes me sad because guys have told women why. We've made it very clear why we're walking away. And we're walking away in droves, and it's only going to get worse because you're not hearing why we're walking away. It's very simple. Don't read between the lines. Hear these words.
Right? There's no lines to read in between, women. We're not you. We're not giving hints out. We're not giving you little crumbs of letting you know. No, we're literally telling you. We don't want promiscuous women. We want you to be mothers. We want you to be wives. We don't care about your career. We've been saying it for a long time. No in between the lines.
There is absolutely no benefit anymore to being in a relationship with a woman for a man. None. Zero. Zilch. Especially when you consider the risk compared to any potential reward. Roughly 55% of marriages end in divorce, and the guy loses everything. Add into it all the relationships where they weren't married, and the guy lost access to his kids and had to pay mountains of child support, and so on. When you really look at it, there's less than a 1 in 4 chance of having a successful relationship. Would you risk everything you have? Would you risk your children?
I think it's worse than 1 in 4. I would say more like 2 in 4, 50%.
And having access to them, knowing you only had a 25% chance of success? I doubt it. Add to it the expectations that today's women have are beyond absurd. We all joke about the sixes, but the reality is that is most women's expectation. You expect men to give, and offer nothing in return.
I talk to the girls, again, I tell you, I go to the coffee shops and talk to all the girls and stuff, and I'm just like, and they all see, every single girl seems to think that they want a particular man that nobody else wants. This is what I've noticed with women. They're like, I want just this person. You know, it's nothing special about that person. That's just what I want. And I literally go, you want a tall? Yes. You want a dark? Yes. Handsome? Yes. Makes good money? Yes. Treats you well? Yes. Then you want, and then I straight up tell them that's what every single woman wants. And they're like, no, but there's women that are married to men that are not like that. That's the problem. Imagine if Idris Elba or whoever the fuck it is, because I can only think of Idris Elba, comes to your wife or comes to any of those women and says, you know what? Leave your husband. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do everything for you. How many women do you think are going to leave their husbands? I'm going to almost say 99.99%. Maybe not that harshly. I'll go with 95%. 95% of women would leave their husbands for the true man that they want. The tall, dark, handsome, rich, emotionally available, spends time with them.
I'm not saying any of this to be mean, but I am being blunt in hopes you'll hear it. Because we've said it over and over and over again. And yet, you're still asking us, why are you walking away? That, in a nutshell, is the crux of the problem. You ask us, but you don't want to hear the response. And if you hear it, you don't want to accept it. My honest advice to you ladies is this. Get a mirror, look in it, and ask yourself, what are we offering to men? Why should men want to be with us? And if your answer is things like, you have a great career or job, or that you're going to cook and clean. None of that matters to us.
Not really.
Not in the least. What matters to us?
The cooking and cleaning used to be something, but now women just say it just to say it, and they really don't do it anyways. So men really just discount the cooking and cleaning part nowadays.
Peace, loyalty, and acknowledgement. Something very, very few women give to their man. And
You know what? Shout outs to this gentleman. We see a lot of clips of him. Very stable head. Definitely you know, boomer, but still helping out younger men with great advice.
until you're willing to give that, until you're willing to set aside your ridiculous expectations, those numbers you mentioned are only going to get worse.
How is it that I look like this today, yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend?
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man. So why the hell would men approach you or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to...
You know, I get the comments down below by women like, oh, it's not all women. It's not all women. I've never, ever said all women, ever. Other than like all women are, you know, women first. That's probably the only one. But I've never said all women were the same. I just say women. When I say women, I don't mean all women. I just mean a majority of women or a big chunk of women. I've never said all women. This is the crazy thing about the other side that wants to badger us for, you know, talking trash to women. We never said all women. But they always say all men are predators. All men are evil. All men should be put down.
going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist. And in this particular video, she's also asking why didn't they approach her because she looks the way that she looks. But the bottom line is most women are basic. There's nothing special to them. We all look the freaking same. So yeah, you actually have to come with more than just your looks. You actually need a personality nowadays too. Okay, bye.
So it's been brought to my attention.
Like, so women that know how to carry themselves with class. I rarely see those types of women nowadays. Even just out and about in daily life. Most women are just wearing leggings, freaking some kind of see-through top. Everything's just super form-fitting. Just never see any modest, freaking classy women nowadays.
That men no longer want to come up to women anymore. Due to sex allegations, women being just so rude and disrespectful, and rejection. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know men didn't want to come up to women anymore. I'm barely finding this out. Why do women choose to cuss guys out when they come up to them and approach them? I have no idea. I apologize for that. But there's just too many fine men. And if it...
Girl, you're beautiful. You're nice. But the girls ruined it for you. So you really need to really go to the girls and start telling them, you guys are fucking shit up for us. And maybe start collectively doing something. But other than that, you're talking to us, we're just...
It takes me, the women, having to come up to you guys and shooting my shot, saying what's up, being the big stepper, then I'll just have to do that. And I'm going to just start coming up to you guys and shooting out compliments and see where it takes me.
Girl, it will take you far. You're good looking, you're soft spoken, you're going to approach men and give them compliments. I'm sure you'll get wifed up.
If I start coming up to y'all in the grocery store and I say, excuse me, sir, you are just so sexy, I want a response. Okay, I don't want none of that shy stuff.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It's
that moment where one woman, or maybe multiple women, destroyed that man to such a degree that he doesn't even recognize himself anymore and he became somebody else. This is what usually fuckboys are born.
Seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put an effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves. You're
When you ask for equality.
yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put an effort anymore, don't care to put an effort. And a relationship won't work unless the guy likes the girl just a tiny little bit more. He just got...
Nope. Wrong. I say complete opposite. You want the girl to not just a tiny bit more like you more, a huge chunk that likes you more. You're pretty much guaranteed to have a good relationship. As long as you like her too. Don't string along a girl that likes you and then not like her back. That's fucked up shit.
He has to like her just the tiniest bit more for it to work in the long haul. So it would make sense if a guy really wanted to get to know you, that he would go leaps and bounds to get to know you. And when did that shift? Because back in my mom's era, if a guy wanted to take you out on a date, he had to go up to you, he had to get your number, he had to go through length.
Again, that was your mom's era, and your mom was a much more classy lady than you, most likely.
To try to talk to you, even if you weren't interested at first. How my parents met? They met at a bar, and my dad asked for my mom to dance. My mom was like, get out of here. She wanted nothing to do with him. If he had just left and listened to her, they would have never gone married. They would have never had kids. But he was persistent. He wanted to take her out on a date so badly. He was like, what do I have to do to take you out on a date?
Do you realize you just are literally describing a simp? What do I have to do to get this girl or get her on a date? It's not that serious.
She was working late their first date, so he went to her work, picked her up, prepped a dinner, took her to a park, just planned the whole thing.
Because if a man persisted like that in today's dating world, he would at the very least be called a creep. And at the worst, he'd be going to jail. That is the reality that a lot of men face. So that in combination with the fact that women are not really reciprocating effort and they're not treating men very well right now.
Nope.
There is a large group of men that are saying that it's just not worth it. And they would say that women have asked for it. They have asked men to leave them alone. So guess what, ladies? They're leaving you alone.
Hey, I am the problem. I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's
the stupid games, stupid prizes thing. Like, women just do not understand this game thing. The more you play games with men, with sleeping with them or just holding emotions back and forth or whatever it is, the less likely these guys are going to want to deal with you. At least if they're good, solid, men. If they're simpy men, of course they're going to still try to,
totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool. So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, are you gay? Like, what?
Always with the shame.
And like, I just wanted him to like try, and then for me to be like, no, you know what I mean?
No. Shut the fuck up. Women just have this fantasy in their head that, and the roles are there, and they just want to just fulfill it and just like recreate the scenes in their heads.
I wasn't gonna sleep with him. Now I feel ugly.
Well, because you are. On the inside.
This is what.
Maybe the outside too.
I'm 19 years old. I've never had a boyfriend, but what I do have is a 30-page list full of qualifications and standards said person has to meet.
Are you a virgin?
Alright, this girl made a video talking about her requirements to be her boyfriend. And the comments are absolutely ripping this girl apart because whatever she's asking for in this video is a little bit too much. So let's go through the video and let's see what is too much for these guys.
First of all, I have to be attracted to the person.
Hey, number one, she has to be attracted to her partner. I know. How ridiculous of this girl to want to be attracted to her partner, but I'm sure something more unreasonable is coming up throughout this video.
I used to be super picky about height, but now as long as you're taller than me, I'm cool with it. Okay. I'm 5'4", so it's not that hard. But now you just gotta have a good, strong jawline and a sweet-looking face.
Okay, so the guy needs to be above 5'5" and have a strong jawline. This is what we're complaining about, guys? See videos on TikTok where a girl's asking for a guy who makes $1 billion and is 7'4", but this is what we're getting upset about. Okay, maybe
I'm not upset about it. I think 5'5", chiseled jawline. I mean, it's not too hard to get a chiseled jawline. Just get a good diet going.
Maybe the video is going to get more insane as we go on. Let's see what else she asked for.
For smiles, I am pretty picky. You gotta have a good smile. I don't know, it just, to me, it's a really big deal. And
Okay, now it's getting to a little bit more nitpicky. Just a smile.
you also have to, like, look clean. I don't know, hygiene is a huge thing
Okay,
for me.
normal.
You must
I'll go with
understand
that.
emotions, and I don't care if you're a little bit emotional too.
Okay, so he needs to have a good smile, shower regularly, and, you know, understand emotions. This is something going to happen that I'm supposed to be upset about here?
I want to be best friends. I want to be your best friend, and I want you to be my best friend. You have to match my obsession with the beach and...
Wow, now that one was totally uncalled for. She wants to have a friendship with her boyfriend. That's ridiculous. And he has to have a common interest of hers. Now, this girl's really getting unreasonable, guys.
to take things extremely slow, so you have to be willing to work with that.
I think she's good. Those are good standards for a 19-year-old to find a good husband. I have no issues with her standards at all, especially if she has them young and she doesn't entertain men to the degree that most women are entertaining men now. She's got it.
I need someone that has a very contagious laugh and that laughs a lot. And
Her last two totally unreasonable requests are that he has a good laugh and that he just goes slow. If you think these standards are so high that this is an explanation for why she's been single for 19 years when, like, that's literally a completely normal age to be single for, like, what do you expect her to do? Have a relationship when she's 4 years old? 100% more a reflection of the guys, because if you cannot meet at least like 90% of that list, then I really don't know what to tell you. But I guarantee if you ask any of these guys, what would you like your girlfriend to look like? They'd all give some, like, absolutely ridiculous comparison.
Okay, come on, bro. Now you're just talking shit. Yes, I do agree there are men that probably think that was probably outrageous, but most men don't think they're going to be able to get some gorgeous woman.
What they want their girlfriend to look like. This girl said that she wants her boyfriend to smile, take showers, and just be a happy person, and guys are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Dude, what fantasy world are you living in? To the girl in the video, don't take anything in the comment section seriously, because that was one of the most basic and normal requirements I've ever heard a girl ask for their partner on this app.
I'll agree. It was pretty basic, and the smile thing a little bit much, just because people don't usually have good smiles, but you're allowed to have whatever standards you want. I've never said you couldn't have standards. And a smile, there's no, income requirement or anything. It's very legit. I think it's legit.
Ever. Good for you. Wish you the best of luck.
Agreed. Shout out to Horizon. No, I think what she was requesting was very fair. Nothing too outrageous. Nothing 6 foot. She even admits she used to want a 6 foot guy, but then she realized she just wants a guy that was taller. Hey, more power to you ladies that are realizing at a young age like that. I give you all the credit in the world. Please express them below. I really appreciate that. Catch you guys next time. Bye.